Professor Lewis,
Dr. Freud.
I've given you up for lost.
The idea behind this film is that Freud invites C.S. Lewis to his house because C.S. Lewis was a devout atheist who embraced Freud's brand of atheism.
And then one day, C.S. Lewis, he's just like, I believe that Jesus was the Son of God.
That was seen as a betrayal by Freud.
And they have this friendly and respectful debate between them. Sort of intriguing script.
Of course, watching this film, many people are going to be wondering, as I was wondering watching, did this really happen?
I know, it's a funny thing.
A ludicrous dream, an insidious lie.
The whole thing started as a class up at Harvard that was looking at atheism from the point of view of Freud. And the professor, Armin Nicolai, who eventually wrote a book called The Question of God, he was realizing he needed a counterpoint. So he brought in C.S. Lewis as the counterpoint. But in doing a lot of research, he found out that a young an Oxford Don came down to visit towards the end of his life. And I think he felt like all signs pointed to Lewis, but we don't know for sure.
None of us know. We're all cowards before death.
How would you describe this story?
Well, what drew me in for this was the idea in this world that's so polarized right now that two of the greatest minds would actually want willingly to come together and have this debate.
Why would you come here to see me if you disagree so passionately with my views?
To make you realize that you're wrong.
That to me is the crux of the whole thing, is the intellectual curiosity that somebody would actually want to hear an opposing side and have their ideas tested, and be okay with that and be able to do it with respect.
The wish that God doesn't exist can be just as powerful as the belief he does.
Ah, good.
What was it like to direct? If you could quantify for us, what was it like?
You know, it's Anthony Hopkins, and he's, the idea of directing Anthony Hopkins is a very scary notion for somebody who's essentially done, a couple of other films. So I was very intimidated, but the thing was that when Anthony decided to join the film, he did it with such an open heart, and he engaged so thoroughly, it didn't really give you an opportunity to sit there and stress out about it. You just jumped right into the pool and engage, because he brings everybody up to their A game.
Why is a work like this important in 2024?
Everyone's in their tribes. Everyone is so locked into their positions. Loudest voices in the room just seem to dominate, the internet and the media. There's no communication. There's no place for people who live in the middle at all.
You've insisted all your lives that the very concept of God is ludicrous.
Yes.
Clash between God and Satan.
Ah, but I did not say whose side I was on.
My hope was that, it's a small film. It was an independent film, but I'm hoping it can reach a broader audience, because I think that people are thirsting for debate. I think that people underestimate the audience's intelligence and their want of this kind of a film to be able to actually get up after the film and talk to one another and actually have a debate with respect. We don't all have to agree all the time, but we can listen to another side. This is a film about tolerance in a lot of ways, because it bears such striking parallels to what's going on in the world right now.
Nobody compromises anymore. And that's the deadly part of our present society.